Everyone, Chipandi, Chipudilsu Ledu Kadu guys. Hope I'm audible and visible to all of you. My name is Shubham Sagar, and today is 27th October 2025. If I'm audible and visible, do write in the comment section that I'm audible and visible. In the meantime, I will also check, and you can connect with me on LinkedIn. My name is Shubham Sagar. You can join this Telegram group. I will upload this Hindu analysis PDF by 9:30 a.m. Cool, sir. Cool, sir. Cool, sir. Yesterday. Okay, let me see. So, good morning, Gajanan. Good morning, user. Good morning, Harshini. In the meantime, I will also check. Yeah, I'm audible. My voice, like here, there, everywhere, but that's fine. So let's start the discussion. MCQ 11. Consider the following statement about leach it. What? Which of these following statements are correct? I can use option elimination here. You can easily deduce the answer. What is the answer of MCQ 11, guys? Good morning, Iltush. So it is formed when water percolates through waste in a landfill. It contains dissolved chemicals, heavy metals, and pathogens. Leachate is generally harmless and does not require treatment before disposal. So as Iltush has stated, Iltush has stated B. So is it harmless? If it is harmless, then why we were so worried when we were talking about Aravalis on Saturday? Saturday, we discussed how it is impacting the region around Aravalis, how Gurgaon administration is not doing anything about leachate. It shouldn't be harmless. If it is harmless, then there should not be so much hue and cry, right? So it is harmful. If there is hue and cry, that means it is harmful. So you have to eliminate just third option. If you eliminate third, you will get the answer that is A, 1 and 2 only. Cool. Again, whatever you people are answering, don't worry. If it's wrong or right, that doesn't matter. The only thing is you should know why the answer is wrong or right. So the answer is A, 1 and 2 only. Cool. MCQ 12. Aravali mountain range is significant because why it is significant? What? Okay, cool. So what is the reason for significance of Aravali mountain range? It is one of the oldest mountain range in the world. It helps in groundwater recharge. It is entirely located in Rajasthan. Again, yesterday when we have discussed, or Saturday when we have discussed Aravali and the leachate thing, we have discussed in which particular region Aravali is located. It is not there in Punjab. This is what we have discussed. In many exams, it has been asked, in which of the following state Aravali is not located? So again, Iltush has given the answer for 12th. We know it is not entirely located in Rajasthan. Third is wrong. If third is wrong, you just remove BCD and you're left with A, 1 and 2 only. Cool. As Iltush, Harshini and Gajanan stated. Cool. So let's now move on to, and let's come back to the present. First article of the day, page number 8, GS3, environment. Why has IUCN red flagged Western Ghats? So IUCN, International Union for Conservation of Nature, and it is a NGO. It's not a part of UN, not a part of UN. Keep it in mind. It's an NGO established in 1950s, on 1940s, 50s. Headquarter is in Gland, Switzerland, and then they are talking about India's, UNESCO. They have given natural heritage site, mixed heritage site, and now IUCN is red flagging certain of our, these natural world heritage sites across Asia. They are looking across Asia. In that regard, they have talked about which Indian, world heritage site, UNESCO world heritage site is in danger or not doing good. Western Ghat is one of them. Before we talk about what IUCN is talking, these IUCN World Heritage Site, you should have a look at it. Revise these World Heritage Sites multiple number of times. It is actually very important. Great Himalayan National Park, where is it? Nanda Devi and Valley of Flowers National Park, where is it? Kanchenjunga, India's only mixed, site. Mixed site means it shows evidences of both natural as well as cultural sites. Natural sites known for their flora and fauna. Cultural sites known for their historical or heritage, so to say. So mixed site. Kanchenjunga, there it is doing good according to IUCN, but then there are some sites which are not doing good, which is you know which is a matter of concern. So IUCN, they release their World Heritage Outlook 4 report. They can even ask you in UPSC or in other exam, they can ask you who released this particular World Heritage Outlook 4 report, and then what they are doing. They are assessing the conservation status of over 200 natural and mixed World Heritage sites. Good with some concern, significant concern, critical. India's sites of significant concern. Western Ghat, significant concern. You can understand why Western Ghat or any such, these things are of significant concern. Again, tourism will be one reason, Hydroelectric power plants, etc., could be another reason. Developmental activities could be one reason. So keep it in mind. And again, there are three sites which are of significant concern. That means things have to be looked at, in the urgent possible manner when we are talking about Western Ghats, Manas National Park, and Sundarban National Park. Sundarban National Park salinity has increased. It is facing a lot of storms. If you see Sundarban National Park and where it is located at the junction of India and Bangladesh, Bay of Bengal storms, they also impact Sundarban. So there are different reasons. It's not like there will be some commonalities between Western Ghat, Manas National Park, and Sundarban National Park. But then there will be some divergent reasons as well. Cool, sir. So again, this map is important. You have to look at it and you have to revise it multiple number of times. Cool. Then key threats identified by IUCN. Why, these sites are facing issues. Climate change, again, a common reason, which you can cite anywhere and everywhere. Tourism activities, you can cite it in Himalayas and Western Ghats. Invasive alien species, even in Western Ghats, eucalyptus, etc., it has been introduced, which is impacting the local species of that particular region. And then infrastructure development. We keep on talking about, if you have read from me, we keep on making this particular diagram whenever we talk about environmental issues. So there are two types, like economic development and environmental conservation. Many people feel the current government headed by Prime Minister Modi sir, whom we all love so much, he's in our heart because we have Modi BC, Modi blood cells. So what, not RBC, not WBC, but Modi BC. So what we are talking about, generally people believe that Modi sir is lying on this side, not this side, lying on this side, economic development. And maybe because of that also these sites are facing issues. But we know there is a midpoint here where both these things can happen at the same time. And what is the name of that particular midpoint? Guys, if you know, it's commented. Additional threats, forest fire, hunting, blah, 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 you can read all these things. So these are the factors which are creating issues. Compared to China, India is doing worse. China is doing much better when it comes to preservation of resources. And that IUCN is saying, we are not saying it. Maybe IUCN is doing vendetta here, just like most of the global reports which put India at the bottom, they do vendetta. So maybe IUCN has some vendetta. We don't know that. Declining positive conservation outlook. In 2014, 17, and 20, 63% of sites had a positive outlook, and it had fallen. You can see all these things. And they're talking about Asia in general. Indian sites are good with some concerns. So we have seen Western Ghats, Manas, Sundarbans, they are facing issues. Assam, you have Himanta Biswa Sarma sir here, who does not do religion-based politics at all. He's called Mama there. Okay, let's focus. So good sites with some concern. Kaziranga, Keola Dev. Where is Keola Dev, guys? Digvijay, it is not Hindi. If you go and watch all the sites, this is in English only. So if you can understand English, so you can attend this. Otherwise, you can attend those, analysis which happens in English. This is Hindi, means which happens in Hindi rather. This is English only. So you can stay if you are understanding English. Otherwise, you can watch other Hindu analysis which happens in Hindi. This is not in Hindi. This will never happen in Hindi. Thank you. So Indian sites with goods with some concern. Maybe in future I can do two Hindu analysis. One will be in English, one will be in Hindi. So this is not in Hindi. Sorry, Digvijay. So Indian sites. Keola Dev National Park, where is it? Rajasthan. And what I asked you, sustainable development, as Iltush stated, economic development and environmental conservation. The midpoint is sustainable development. So these sites, they are doing good. Great Himalayan National Park, Himachal Pradesh. Nanda Devi and Valley of Flowers National Park, Uttarakhand. So do remember the places also where they are located. All these things are important. India's sole good site, as we have discussed, India's only mixed heritage site according to UNESCO is Kanchenjunga National Park, which is in Sikkim. It is rated good, meaning its biodiversity and attributes are stable. So again, keep these points in mind. They are important, very, very important. Why Western Ghats are vulnerable? Hydropower projects like Silhahala pump storage project. Tourism pollution, tourism thing, again, you can write anywhere and everywhere. Garbage eaten by elephants, conflicts. There was one particular, video I was seeing where leopard was eating something, some garbage, etc. So all these things are happening because of tourism. Means tourism pollution, etc. Conservation of natural ecosystem to plantation agriculture. What is plantation agriculture? When you're talking about Western Ghats, coffee is grown there. So all these are examples of coffee, tea, or sugarcane, etc. These are especially coffee, etc. Coffee, tea, plantation agriculture. And when you're converting natural ecosystem into plantation agriculture, obviously Western Ghats will be vulnerable. And we have talked about invasive exotic species, which you're bringing from outside, which is harming the native species of that particular region. So keep these facts in mind. They are very important. Threat to Sundarbans, salinity, storms, as we have discussed. So do remember three regions which are facing significant threat. Western Ghats, then you have Manas, and then you have Sundarbans. China is doing good. China has 7 sites rated as best protected and managed, including Badan, Jaran. Again, you don't have to do PhD with China. We are concerned with more with what is happening with us rather than with China. But yes, what we have to keep in mind, they are doing better than us when it comes to environmental conservation, according to IUCN. Global biodiversity importance. What is the importance of these sites? Whatever sites we have just witnessed, even though they are less than 1% of Earth's surface, they give you 20% of species richness when it comes to flora and fauna. High degree of endemism, high degree of plant species and animal species are supported by them, and that's why we have to preserve. And that's why when you talk about economic development and environmental conservation, sustainable development has to be promoted. It does not to be my way or the highway. It has to be the midway, which is sustainable development. IUCN calls the report a guide for action, not just a health check. Cool. Coffee massively cultivated in Karnataka. Very good, Gajanan. So keep these particular points in mind. Now let's see this particular question related to, mains question related to IUCN World Heritage Outlook 4 report, which has downgraded conservation outlook of several Indian national heritage sites or natural heritage sites, discuss the causes and implications of this trend. So again, if you see this particular question, there will be an intro, body, conclusion, right? There will be an intro, there will be a body, there will be a conclusion. So now in the causes part, causes of this particular trend. So here in the causes part, you can talk about tourism, you can talk about salinity, or you can divide. Like there are 3 sites which are whose conservation status is of major concern to us. And then there are some common points, tourism, etc., hydroelectric power projects, infrastructure development. And then you can talk about Sundarban separately, that high salinity, storm surges, all these things are causing or have caused these downgrade. And what will be the implication? Flora and fauna will be impacted. Many of these flora and fauna will go extinct. Anyway, we are currently going through sixth mass extinction, and it is mainly due to anthropogenic changes, human induced changes. So if you don't want that to continue, extinction of flora and fauna, etc., to continue, we have to stop this. We have to bring those 3 particular sites from danger, like out from danger, like Western Ghats, Manas, and what was the third? Sundarban. So these things you have to talk about in the implications, how these forests, like these heritage sites, they are also playing a crucial role in maintaining the stability of ecosystem and controlling floods via afforestation, etc. measures. If they are gone, deforestation is there, soil runoff will happen, more floods will happen, all these things. So there are multifarious implications if you are not protecting these sites. So that's what you have to talk about. Always remember how you have to divide your answer into different parts. So India's natural world heritage sites, so Western Ghats, Manas, and Sundarbans, have been placed under significant concern. So these three, anything related to these three now is important from UPSC perspective, pre as well as main. So you have to do detailed research. Keep on doing detailed research on these three: Western Ghats, Manas National Park, and Sundarbans. And again, you can read all these things: body, climate change, tourism pressure, infrastructure expansion, invasive alien species, eucalyptus and acacia, and unsustainable resource use, encroachment. You can read all these things. We have talked about it. The thing which is important is how many parts are there of this particular question: causes and implications. And in the implication part, you will talk about loss of biodiversity, ecosystem imbalance, flood regulation part, which we have discussed, global image impact, that India is not at all focusing or not much focusing or not, there's not much focus on environmental conservation when it comes to India. So that is one part which you can talk about here. And again, local people are also dependent on these forest resources. If they are gone, how will local people survive? Conclusion: this is a warning call for India, and we need to strengthen our ecosystem governance. That's what this article was stating. Let's solve some question. MCQ 1. So which Indian site has been rated as good in the IUCN 2025 Outlook? Kanchendonga National Park, Western Ghats, Sundarbans, Manas National Park. So Gajanan, Iltush, Harshini, Mad King, they have given the answer. So which is good, Kanchendonga or Kanchenjunga National Park? Only mixed heritage site of India, according to UNESCO, Kanchenjunga. Very good, yaar. Next question, PYQ2, asked by UPSC in 2015, use option elimination. Use option elimination, guys. I have told you, you can, based on what we have discussed today, maybe we have discussed this question earlier also. Even if you don't know anything about sites, even then you can solve this particular question. So Gajanan, Harshini, Mad King, Iltush, all of you have given the answer. Cool, this question. IUCN is an organ of UN. CITES is an international agreement between governments. IUCN run thousands of field projects around the world to better manage natural environments. CITE is legally binding on the states that have joined it, but this convention does not take place of national laws. So Matt King, Harshini, Iltush, what we have discussed, IUCN is not an organ of UN. If you go back at the starting only when we were discussing this particular article, if you go back, see this? No, little bit forward. See this. Here we have discussed IUCN is not a part of UN. It's an NGO headquartered in Gland, Switzerland. So even if you know it's not a part of UN, you can solve this particular question, guys. And I don't think we are doing this question for the first time, but yes, this question is important. Now your homework is you have to read about sites. We'll discuss sites when sites comes in news, but yes, do homework on sites, make proper notes on sites. So we know first is wrong. If first is wrong, eliminate option and you will get the answer B, 2 and 3 only. Even if you know nothing about sites, even then you'll be able to solve this question. But this is your homework. You have to do homework on sites and give me some content tomorrow. Tell me something about sites, what you know and what you did research on. Cool. PYQ3, UPSC 2010. This United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change, I keep on talking about how three things emerged from a particular summit. UNFCCC, UNCBD, and I think I have told you this thing almost million number of times, if not more. Maybe I'm exaggerating a bit, but yes, I need this answer. Give me the answer. Matt King, Harshini, Iltush, Gajanan, very good. So UNFCCC is an international treaty drawn at where? UN Conference on Human Environment, Stockholm, and UN Conference on Environment and Development, Rio de Janeiro, 1992, World Summit on Sustainable Development, Johannesburg, 2002, UN Climate Change Conference, Copenhagen, 2009. Pay attention to the year. I think, again, million times, 10 million times we have discussed Rio Summit of 1992 gave birth to three organizations, UNFCCC, CBD, CCD. Convention, this one, Convention on Biological Diversity, Convention to Combat Desertification, guys. So obviously the answer is 1992 B option, as stated by Gajan, okay, Iltush, Mad King, and Harshini. So revise whatever I have stated or told you people earlier. MCQ 4. Which of the following correctly differentiates natural and mixed World Heritage Sites? Choose the best possible option. Natural sites are recognized for biodiversity and ecosystem, while mixed sites combine natural and cultural values. Mixed sites are always man-made landscapes. Natural sites are purely wilderness. Natural sites are managed by UNESCO alone. Mixed sites by both UNESCO and IUCN. Choose the best option. What you have read. Mixed sites have higher ecological value than natural sites. Iltush has given the answer. Natural sites recognized for biodiversity and ecosystem, flora, fauna. And mixed sites, they have both natural as well as cultural value, historical heritage also. Now again, there is another homework for you people. We have just seen the map, right? We have seen the map related to what? You related to what? Oh my god, related to World Heritage Sites in India, UNESCO World Heritage Sites in India. So now you will group them. Group them means these sites which you are seeing, Khajuraho group of monuments, Bhimbetka, etc., group them, separate them, which are natural sites, which are cultural sites, which are mixed sites. Mixed sites, so we know only one, but yes, separate them. That will give you more clarity on how natural sites are different from cultural sites. Very good. Who's a good boy and good girls? You people are. Okay, let's focus. So the answer is A1 as stated by Iltush, Gajanan, Mad King and Harshini. Cool. Yeah. So fourth one. Now, next article of the day, page number 18, Science to GS3. Hanley protects its dark skies and builds a future on stargazing. Where is this Hanley? Particular like where we have Hanley Dark Sky Reserve, which is the only dark sky reserve in India. It is in Ladakh. And it has one of the clearest skies, which is very important for astronomy. Many people, they get confused between astronomy and astrology. Don't get confused. Astrology is when a boy and a girl is hitting on you and then they are looking at your hands and saying or stating stuff about your future. That is astrology. Many people believe this is pseudoscience. You know, astronomy is not pseudoscience. It is one of the oldest science. That's what this article is talking about. From our perspective, there will be so much jibber jabber which will be written here. You can ignore the jibber jabber. The focus on the important part. It is one of astronomy. Hanley, remote Himalayan village in Ladakh, has some of the darkest and clearest skies. And for clear sky, what you need? You need low pollution, and it's not only about low air pollution. You also need low light pollution. So many things you need, and all these things are satisfied by, and among other factors, by Hanley, which is one of the darkest and clearest skies has on Earth. So it is India's first dry sky reserve. Oh my God, just let me gather my thoughts. It is India's first dark sky reserve. They can ask you anything first is very important, your first love, your first crush, your first this, your first that. So which is India's first dark sky reserve? Hanley. And why it is important? Because it is not only promoting astronomy in Ladakh, it is promoting tourism also. It is promoting something known as astro eco tourism. Hope you can understand how astronomy and tourism can come together. So Hanley is not only an example of astronomy, it is also an example of how astronomy and tourism can come together, managed by these entities. You can have a look at this, where it is located. Changthang Wildlife Sanctuary. They can give you, if UPSC has to make things tougher, they can ask you, very good Iltush, where is it located, in which wildlife sanctuary? Changthang Wildlife Sanctuary. Cool. Ideal conditions for astronomy. Hanley offers clear nights, low atmospheric pollution, minimal light pollution. Do remember, they can ask you this. What are the ideal conditions for astronomy? So it's not only about low air pollution, it's also about low light pollution. Hanley Star Party, annual Hanley Dark Sky Star Party. So see here, how Indian government very smartly is merging astronomy and tourism. So there are, enthusiasts, astronomy enthusiasts who come together and participate in the Star Party, but then they have to means log their name somewhere and then they will be selected. So again, astronomy, tourism coming together. Not very important, but yes, keep it in mind. The most important part is where is Hanley and what it is known for, and then these terms. What are the things which are visible from this clear sky? Zodiacal light or Zhang. Pardon me, my German friends. So again, here these are all very technical topics. We don't have to do PhD on these topics. We just have to understand what is zodiacal light. So sunlight scattered by dust in the inner solar system, that is zodiacal light. Sometimes they can give you zodiacal light refers to what. So this is the definition. So dust particles, they are scattering sunlight, that is, and then the light which you are getting, that is zodiacal sunlight or zodiacal light. Zhang is faint light patch opposite the sun's position. Remember it, guys. You don't have to do PhD here. You don't have to mug up the basic intricacies here. Just go through it multiple number of times. Zodiacal light is not tough to understand. Zing zang sang. Just keep it in mind. Faint light patch opposite the sun's position. That's it. Story ended. Human and environmental challenges. Again, you have to acclimatize. As there is a comedian, you don't know him. Okay, let's focus. So you have to go there, you have to stay for some days, and you cannot just go and participate in all these phenomena and observe these phenomena. You have to acclimatize to lay condition, because of look, you can see all these things. That is none of our concern. The concern is where is Henley, what it is known for, what are the things which are visible here, how it is promoting astro eco tourism. You can understand how. Cool. So, eco-astrotourism actually has boosted the local economy. And again, Leh Ladakh is anyway in news because of 6th Schedule Article 371. So, this is some positive news coming from that region. Cultural preservation, blah, blah, blah. Motto is come for the mountains, stay for the stars. Again, you can read all these things. Please keep in mind the core points associated with this article. Now, you will understand more when you are solving questions. Let's solve some question. MCQ 5. Hanle in Ladakh has been designated as India's first dark sky reserve primarily because it has a high altitude, cold desert ecosystem. It experiences minimal light pollution and offers exceptionally clear night skies, home to endangered Himalayan wildlife, traditional Ladakhi architecture preserved. You have to choose the best possible option, which Harshini, Iltush, Mad King, they have already done. So the answer is B. It experiences minimal light pollution and offers exceptionally clear night skies. Very good. Gajanan has also given the answer. Zodiacal light observed at Henley is what? Again, choose the best option. A faint glow along the sun's path caused by sunlight scattering of dust in the inner solar system, light emitted by Milky Way core, aurora phenomena near the poles, light from it. What is the answer, guys? As Gajanan has already stated, the answer is a faint glow along the sun's path caused by sunlight scattering of dust in the inner solar system. So Gajanan, Iltush, Harshini, Mad King, all of you have given the answer. Very good. Like, share, and subscribe. Spread the word. We'll talk about these things later on. Page 6 editorial. Oh my god, awesome article, guys. Awesome article. I should have kept this before the Henley thing. Henley thing is more, pre-based, but sometimes you don't know the order. I feel like this is a tough topic, tricky topic, so I keep it before. But this article is awesome. Important from GS2 perspective because it will talk about constitutional morality. GS4 perspective, law versus morality. You have to understand these terms. So there is a student of mine, she wanted a doubt session. We were having that doubt session and she was talking about how to go about ethics and this and that. So this article is combining both GS2 as well as GS4. How will you differentiate law and morality? See, it's not same, and you have to understand the difference. What is morality? Morality is like Harshini. She keeps on having talks with me. That's, sir, I wake up at 5 a.m. in the morning and I do Gayatri Mantra Ucharan. I wake up at 5 a.m. I do Gayatri Mantra Ucharan. So this is her morality. Respect elders. Law is somewhat uniform. In India, there are different societies varying. Like Tamil Nadu's culture will be different from even Karnataka's culture to a certain extent. So culture varies, morality varies, things vary. In some places you shouldn't be eating, pork, this and that. In some other cultures, it is allowed. So morals vary from place to place, but laws generally don't. In India, we have a uniform set of law. Please understand this. Sometimes law follows morality. Sometimes morality follows law. You will understand each and everything once we are done with this article. Interesting article, which will make you understand how law and morality is different. And then this Sir Justice N. Anand Venkatesh, who is a judge of Madras High Court, a very good friend of mine. We go a long way back. We used to, play in our smaller age. Very good guy, awesome guy. Or maybe I'm lying about the part that we know each other. Law and morality. The connection between morality and law has long intrigued philosophers and jurists. So generally what happens sometimes, again, we will understand. Some view enforcement of morals as function of law, but this is not the only work. Now, read these examples. These examples will make things much more clearer for you, how law and morality varies. And this is important, guys, because UPSC has asked questions even in pre, liberty, law, this and that. So you have to understand law and morality, they are not same. See this example. Sometimes law leads morality. Abolition of untouchability before social acceptance. Even today, untouchability directly, indirectly is practiced in our country. When you are putting separate utensils for your maid, in a way you are practicing untouchability. So, but we have abolition of untouchability. Here what has happened? Law has happened first, morality will slowly and gradually change. Sometimes law follows morality. Equality, gender equality, more or less in our society, we are thinking, as we are progressing, we are getting more educated. We are like, yes, man and woman are equal. My sister is means working in Kolkata. Almost we are equal, right? And then laws are made, equal pay for equal work. So sometimes law follows morality, sometimes law leads morality. So understand these things, they are not exactly same. Law is generally uniform across societies. Morality varies from society to society. Morality can change within 20-30 kilometers, but law is generally uniform. These facts are very important. And there are different perspectives which have been given. This article by Judge Sir, who is one of my childhood friends, he is talking about constitutional morality which is in or coming out from constitution. There are many people who are like, constitution is bad, this and that, we have to change this. No, follow the morals of constitution. And Again, we will talk about that. So hope you understood some differences between law and morality. More often than not, they are connected, but sometimes they are different as well. So what is the key challenge? Ensuring laws represent ethical imperatives, not majoritarian settlement. It's sentiments rather, that we are this and that. So again, you will understand, just be with me, you will understand what this article is talking about. Emergence of constitutional morality. What is constitutional morality? So this thing emerged in 18th or 19th century. Reverence from constitution. Sometimes people are like, a constitution is bad, it is, our constitution is one of the longest constitution in the world, oh my god, time and again judiciary is saying something about the constitution, they're giving basic structure, this and that. No, respect your constitution. Sometimes executive, legislature, different organs, different entities, different people, they will try to decrease respect for constitution. Don't let that happen. B.R. Ambedkar sir said constitutional morality must be cultivated, respect for constitution and its morals, as democracy here is only a top dressing on an undemocratic soil. When we are saying Modi hai to mumkin hai, we know Modi sir is in our heart, we have Modi blood cells, but this is not democracy, guys. When you keep on worshipping one particular guy, this is so. In general, Ambedkar sir, even when you will read his ideology, etc., Subhash Chandra Bose sir, especially Subhash Chandra Bose sir, he was like, we need a little bit of dictatorship in our country before we have democracy, because there is, anyway, our soil is not democratic, so to say. We are more or less, empires after empires. So it's hope you can understand, in our blood dictatorship is there, and so constitutional morality is very hard to come by, and we have to imbibe it some way or the other. That's what they are talking about. Cool. Let's focus more. Judicial interpretation. There are different cases they have talked about. Manoj Narula versus Union of India. They held that constitutional morality requires adherence to rule of law and non-arbitrary governance, even when, like, I will give you example of how constitutional morality has been means stripped down wire after wire. You are abolishing article 370, you are doing this, you are doing that, time and again you are going against the constitution. Just like, this is like making fun of constitution. I'm not saying abolition of article 370 etc is bad or wrong. I'm just saying this is not constitutional morality. When time and again, every passing day, you do something, you change your constitution one way or the other, you're not following constitutional morality. It is arbitrary governance. This is not like, again, hope you can understand. So it declined again. Here they talked about how people, legislature facing criminal charges. We have talked about ADR, Association for Democratic Reforms, how most of the legislators, MPs, MLAs, ministers in our country, many of them, they are facing criminal charges, heinous criminal charges, murder charges, heinous crime against women, and still they are ruling over us. There is, I will not name the CM, there is one CM of our country who was the first CM who removed, when he became the CM, he removed cases against himself. You have to find out the name of that CM. So find out the name of the CM of our country, one particular state, who when he became CM, he first thing, or one of the first thing which he did was removed most of the cases against him. So again, this is not constitutional morality. You need people with some morals who can follow the morals of constitution. That's what this article is talking about. Code expanded constitutional morality, include liberal values. We need proper people. We cannot have constitutional morality with legislator having criminal charges, with due respect. Right to privacy. K.S. Puttaswamy judgment said that constitutional morality requires state to respect the rule of law and obey court orders. Sometimes we are like, Supreme Court has sent certain names for like judges in collegiate system. Executive is sitting over it. This is not constitutional morality. India must cultivate constitutional morality among citizens, lawmaker, and judges. We keep on making fun of judges. India's judiciary is so bad, average pendency is 5 years. Have more, appoint more people, do something. Executive also has a responsibility in that regard. It ensures constitution become a living instrument. Don't make fun of your constitution. If you are following the ideals of constitution, you are following constitutional morality. As Ambedkar sir warned, constitutional morality is not innate but must be nurtured. We are Indians, we are, again, let's not go there. So we understood what this whole thing is. The more important fact in this article rather is, what is the basic difference between law and morality? When law follows morality, when morality follows law. So, and we will solve some question, you will understand. Very important for our democracy that we follow constitutional morality, we respect our constitution. Otherwise, maybe constitution will become a day of the past. It reminds me of a time when there was a ruler, his name was Hitler. He burned down his parliament, burned down the constitution. So if we don't pay respect, maybe that day is not very far. Maybe we are going through those days. I don't know. I have no views on that. Let's focus. Which of the following is a correct distinction between law and morality? Law is enforced by state, morality by social approval. Again, choose, like, these questions are tough, guys. These questions which combine governance and ethics, they are generally the toughest questions. Even in pre, they give you these kind of questions. You know, when there is less law, there is lawlessness, this and that. They have given you these kind of questions in the UPSC pre as well, and important from me as perspective also. So choose best possible option. Use option elimination here. You will be able to solve this question. It's a tricky question. It's a tough question. I love my country. I think India is the most democratic country in the world. We were just talking about what author sir is saying in that article. I to believe that we are so democratic. Oh my God. So what we have discussed, law does not varies across culture. In Tamil and Kannada culture, murder is a crime in both the cultures, but the moralities, the values can vary in a Kannada culture or in a Tamil culture or in a Malayali culture or in a Bihari culture. So morality is non-uniform. It varies. You know, maybe Harshini is doing Gayatri Mantra Ucharan at 5 a.m. Maybe you want to do something else at 5 a.m. Oh my God. So second is wrong. If second is wrong, you eliminate second. We are left with B and C. You have to check first. Law is enforced by state, morality by, yeah. This is correct. So the answer is C, as stated by Harshini, Iltush, Gajanan, and Mad King. Very good, yeah. MCQ 8. Example where law leads morality includes what? Where is law leading morality? Abolition of untouchability before social acceptance, slow recognition of gender equality, traffic rules, observation. What we have read two examples where law is leading morality, and in the other case where morality is leading law. Rewind. Where is law leading morality? So Harshini, Iltush, Mad King, they have given the answer. The answer is A. Abolition of untouchability before social acceptance. Even today, untouchability in some form or the other is practiced in our country, but it is a crime according to law. So law is leading morality. Maybe strict enforcement of law will lead to morals being changed and people accepting means untouchability as a crime and not performing it in any way. Cool. So the answer is A, as stated by Gajanan, Harshini, Iltush, and Matt King. Very good. Next article, again an editorial, page 6 editorial. See, there was a time when government had a prize which was known as Santi Swarup Bhatnagar Prize, which UPSC has already asked questions on. Santi Swarup Bhatnagar Prize, which was given by CSIR, Council for Scientific and Industrial Research. Then government was like, no, 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 and there was least government intervention there. It was given by CSIR. It was free of political, you know, intervention, etc. But then government was like, no, 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 it doesn't feel good. We should have some control over it. So they came up with Rashtriya Vigyan Puruskar, which has 4 components. We'll talk about it. So this editorial is saying that. So this RVP, it is second edition will be happening now. So Rashtriya Vigyan Puruskar, 4 categories: Vigyan Ratna Shri, Vigyan Yuva, and Vigyan Team Award. Just be with me, you will understand each and everything important from science and tech. Okay, just give me a second. Science and tech and governance perspective. That's why GS2 and GS3. So now this article is saying, so what they have done, Santi Swarup Bhatnagar Award, it has been stopped in 2023. In that, they used to give cash a prize, and it was a very highly reward award by CSIR. Now they have merged them in this RVP, Rashtriya Vigyan Puraskar, as we have discussed. When means Santi Swarup Bhatnagar Award was given earlier, there was no government interference. CSIR scientists were deciding who will be getting the awards under Santi Swarup Bhatnagar. Now they have 4 awards: Vigyan Ratna Lifetime Award, Vigyan Shri Recent Award, Vigyan Yuva Under 45 Years Award, which they are saying that Santi Swarup Bhatnagar Award is now this, and Vigyan Team Award, as the name suggests. They can give you match the following: Vigyan Ratna is what, Vigyan Shri is what. So have a look at this. Now, article is saying, the editorial is saying that because now government is directly interfering. So let's say I'm the biggest supporter of Modi ji. Later on, I became a polymath. That can happen if I keep on doing Hindu analysis for my life. I can become a polymath. Polymath means a guy who has knowledge of various subjects. So I become a scientist, and since I am a biggest supporter of Modi ji, then what will happen? even if I invent a small thing, I can get one of these four things: Vigyan Ratna, Vigyan Shri, Vigyan Yuva, Vigyan team, because I'm very close to Modi ji. Modi ji is in my heart, along with Amit Shah sir, group photo. But the people who criticize Modi ji, let's say some, I don't remember the name, who are the critics of Modi ji, not many have survived anyway. Let's say Dhruv Rathi. Dhruv Rathi, even if Dhruv Rathi becomes a scientist in future and he gives a better invention than me, he can never win, because he can never be a bigger supporter than me of Modi ji. So that is what this article is talking about: the government intervention, and how, you know, there has been a political connotation of these awards as well. So numbers and awards: total possible awards capped with at 56, fewer were given this year. And also one more thing: earlier Santi Shuru Bhatnagar award carried like 5 lakh cash prize, etc. Government is like, no, 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 cash vash we are not giving. So no cash prize here. They are equated to Padma award, Padma awards, Padma Shri, etc. In science domain, these are these awards, and they're like, no, no, you people don't need money. We will give you citation, etc. No money. The government does not have money for these things. They can do travel thing. Okay, let's focus. So announcement was delayed this year. Blah blah blah. Greater scrutiny is happening. Unlike earlier science awards such as Santi Sharu Bhatnagar awards, RVP carry no cash component, because government, they don't want to waste cash here. Cash is bad. We don't want to monetize these things. Everything is not materialistic. They want to align it with Padma awards. Even in Padma Shri, Padma Bhushan, Padma Vibhushan, they don't give you cash awards. So they're like, no, RVP will also not have any cash award. We don't need cash. You can survive on eclots or ecloids, whatever. Controversies, transparency concern. As we have discussed about Dhruv Rathi and Shubham Sagar, Dhruv Rathi will never win because he has criticized government in the past. That is the allegation. I'm not saying it. So some scientists were first told they will be awarded, then their names were dropped, and this is the problem, guys. This is the problem when government keeps on interfering anywhere and everywhere. Some people were like, Pushpak Viman is one of the earliest example of science and tech and this and that. Hanumanji knew about eh, all these things, and I don't know. Sometimes you should not be mixing religion with science and tech. That's what I'm saying. I'm one of the biggest followers of Hinduism and all these things. But yes, I don't know where we are going with all these things, but hope you can understand what this article is saying. Gyan Puraskar Committee, there were allegations of political influence, criticism of government policy or political ideology might affect selection. So Dhruv Rathi will never win, I will. Rashtriya Vigyan Puraskar Committee, chaired by PSA, Principal Scientific Advisor. You can see all these guys. They are not scientists. Many of them are not scientists. Non-scientists, how will they choose scientists? Ministers who have a major say, how many of them are scientists? Even the Minister of Science and Technology, is he a scientist? So how much influence he has when it comes to these recommendations? Not good. Political interference in scientific affairs, not good. So institutional background: RVP instituted in 2022 after Ministry of Home Affairs and Scientific Departments decided to merge, and thereby increasing government intervention in these things. The centralized and Padma-like structure has made the awards more politicized. But again, it is what it is. The government should maintain a hands-off approach. That's what this editorial is saying. Please don't mix politics with science. If you keep on mixing everything with science, it is not good for our future, India's future in general. But again, it is, we have selected the government and we love our government. So yeah, be here with all these things. Let's focus on MCQ 9. Which of the following statement correctly describes Rashtriya Vigyan Purashkar? Use option elimination. It has four categories: Vigyan Ratna, Vigyan Shri, Vigyan Yuva, and Vigyan Team Award. The Yuva category is meant for scientists under 45 years, carries a cash prize similar to Shanti Shuru Bhatnagar Award, instituted to consolidate multiple departmental science award into a national level recognition. Chipandis, guys, Chipandis. So Harshini, Iltush, Gajanan, and Mad King, they have given the answer. It does not carry cash prize. And government is like, we are giving you award similar to Padma Award. What do you want? Cash also? Oh my god. No cash. Only. It reminds me, no credit, only cash. In our time, there used to be a movie which was known as Jab We Met. So Shahid Kapoor asked that guy, "Do you accept cash?" He's like, "No credit." Oh, like, "Do you accept credit card?" He's like, "No credit, only cash." Okay, let's focus, guys. So third is wrong. If third is wrong, you eliminate third. You're getting the answer B. Who stated B? Harshini, Iltush, Gajan, and Mad King. Really good. MCQ 10. Vigyan Ratna, Vigyan Shri, Vigyan Yuva, Vigyan Team Award. So you have to match them. Column 2, young scientists, recent distinguished contributions, lighting distinguished. Use option, like, think what we have discussed. Use option elimination. You will do it, you can do it. Cool. So Vigyan Team Award, we know team means team effort, right? So four has to be D. Four has to be D. Eliminate B and C. Now you are left with Vigyan Yuva. Yuva means young scientist under 45, right? Yuva. We all are Yuva right now. So 3A. So if 3A has to be, then 1C, 2B, 3A, 4D. So you can do it. So Iltush, Harshini, Matt King, Gajanan, all of you have given the answer. Very good, yeah. Next article, page number 12, GS1, GS2, Janjatiya Gaurav Divas, celebrated on 15th November to celebrate the birth anniversary of Birsa Munda sir, who was involved in Munda Rebellion, which is also known as Ulgulan. Munda Rebellion, Ulgulan, or the Great Tumult. UPSC has already asked a PYQ on it, right? So Janjatiya Gaurav Divas celebrating the tribal people and their achievements and their uniqueness and their attributes. Janjati Gaurav Divas. 150 years of Birsa Munda's birth anniversary will be there in 2025, and Modi sir is very keen that everybody celebrates, even Bihar, which is under Model Code of Conduct. But because in Bihar you don't have that much tribal population, in Jharkhand you have. So I wanted to say vote bank politics, but that is not there here that much. Okay, cool. What is important from exam perspective? Janjati Gaurav Divas, when is it celebrated? November 15. Which, like, November 15 is what? Birsa Munda's birthday. When was he born? 1875. When this Munda rebellion happened? Around 1899, 1900. So keep these facts in mind. Then different tribal ministries affairs, which will be merged here. PM Janaman, Dharti Aba Janjatiya Gram Utkarsh Abhiyan, Adi Karm Yogi Abhiyan. We have talked about this earlier. So PM Janman scheme, you have different schemes, related to means JAM, Jandan Aadhaar Mobile. We have to ensure that whatever schemes government is propounding or saying or introducing for tribal people, they're actually reaching these people. If you're talking about cash benefits or cash incentives or whatever, DBT, direct benefit transfer, whether they're reaching or not, that is ensured under PM Janaman scheme. Janjati Adivasi Nyaya Mahabhiyan. Dharti Ava Janjatiya Gram Utkarsh Abhiyan is for infrastructure development in basically the main motto we are talking about in tribal villages. Then Adi Karm Yogi Abhiyan is for, I will show you the whole, all of these attributes. Adi Karm Yogi Abhiyan is for empowering these tribal youth, giving them ideas about entrepreneurship, giving them knowledge about entrepreneurship. So all these things are covered under Adi Karm Yogi Abhiyan. So Modi sir will attend this, and we are very, very thankful to Modi sir for attending it. It will happen in future. Display of tribal vision, you can read all these things, interaction will happen. What is important here? The difference between these three schemes, along with Birsa Munda sir. PM Janaman, when was it launched? 15th November 2023, 15th November, Birsa Munda Day, coinciding with Janjatiya Gaurav Divas. What is the objective? Enhance the socio-economic conditions. Focus on the word economic conditions of PVTG, particularly vulnerable tribal groups. Tell me, which particular state has maximum PVTGs? Which has been asked by UPSC earlier, maximum PVTGs. And again, budget, blah, blah, blah. Do remember the launch here? When was it launched? Dharti Ava Janjati Gram Utkarsh Abhiyan, 2nd October 2024, launched. And they can even give you the chronology. They can give you PM Janaman, they can give you Dharti Ava Janjati Gram Utkarsh Abhiyan, they can give you Adi Karm Yogi, and they can tell you to arrange them in chronological order based on when they were launched. So keep them things in mind. 23, 24, 25, 2nd October. Focus on saturation of our tribal majority villages. Here, the focus is on tribal villages, their infrastructure development. Adi Karma Yogi, tribal communities empowerment by creating leadership and governance ecosystem to help them in entrepreneurship and other models. They can even ask you, Adi Karma Yogi Abhiyan was first launched in which particular state? So Madhya Pradesh. So there are multiple things important from various exam perspective. So many questions can be framed out of this particular article. Keep it in mind. Very, 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 very important. Oh my God. Let's solve some question. PYQ 11, UPSC 2020. Guys, Chipandi is fast. With reference to history of India, Ulgulan or Great Tumult is the description of which of the following events? Revolt of 1857, Mapilla Rebellion, Indigo Revolt, Birsa Munda Revolt. Mad King, Iltush. Harshini. They have given the answer. Birsa Munda Rebellion. Cool. Then MCQ 12. Janjatiya Gaurav Divas is celebrated to do what? Have a look at these options. Choose the best option. We'll discuss it tomorrow. This is a homework for you. MCQ 12 as well as MCQ 13. This is based on the first article. Western Ghat thing. Western Ghats are highly vulnerable to what and why these things are changes are happening. What are the threats? Choose the option like what we have discussed. Don't choose what you know. Choose what IUCN was talking about. MCQ 12 and 13 homework. Like, share, and subscribe. Spread the word. I will share this PDF in this Telegram channel. You can join it. Fun study with Shubh. And what else? You can post your score if you want to. You can, and again yesterday on Saturday, I said that this is open to all. That slide was wrong. Mains answer evaluation is 2,999 per year, guys. I watched it and I saw that it was 1,999. It's not 1,999. Two programs which has given me maximum headache is mains answer evaluation and mentorship program. Headache means headache in a good way. I have to do a lot of work. I'm not free at all. History to NCRT series, it requires a lot of effort from my side, but once I have shared the things, I don't have to do much. Students have to go through things, so it's easier. But yes, mentorship and mains answer evaluation, they're very tough things. Not easy at all. Not everyone's cup of tea. So yes, sir, you can take all these things. So you have two options now. You can take these courses individually, or you can take all of them at 5,999 without paying any hourly, monthly, or annual subscriptions. Open. There's no time validity, but yes, prices of individual courses as well as 5,999 thing can also increase in future. So you can or you should enroll at the earliest. That's what I'm saying. This image is about. You shouldn't be comparing yourself with anybody. You are your own competition. You can also donate if I'm helping you in any way. Thank you, sir. Any questions? Any queries? Or shall I? Oh, these are the answers. So again, thank you, Iltush. Thank you, everyone. I will see you people tomorrow at 8 a.m. Till then, take care, be blessed. Tata, bye.